We are in San Diego to open the Mountain West Conference for Utah State and San Diego State. A lot is expected of both of these teams this year. Rich Waltz, Aaron Taylor, Jenny Dell, and 2 plays from scrimmage and 7 total yards. That's all you've missed here. San Diego State won the toss, wanted the football. Jordan Byrd has a couple of carries. Agnew pitches. This is Byrd again, and he slithers across the 35 and has got the first down. And Aaron Taylor, this is a little different San Diego State offense than we're used to seeing.
They're getting all fancy out here on the West Coast, Rich. Jeff Horton, the offensive coordinator, Rocky Long making a decision in the offseason to go more spread looks, more 3 and 4 wide receivers. That's a very contrasted difference from what we've seen with tight ends and fullback that have allowed the Aztecs to be so successful over these last 9 years under Rocky Long.
Aztecs are 3-0. They have a marquee win in the Rose Bowl against UCLA. Ryan Agnew at quarterback, running out of time, now running out of the pockets. Shovel pass, and he was almost past the line of scrimmage. Daniel Bellinger was the intended receiver. It's conference play when the Cow is here. Our Chick-fil-A starting lineups. Ryan Agnew is 9-1 as a starter.
That's the number that's most impressive to me, Rich. The kid is a winner. He's the 2018 San Diego State Offensive Player of the Year. Doesn't have the strongest arm, but he's extremely accurate, got great leadership skills, and he can extend plays, as we just saw right there.
2nd down and 10. That's Byrd, the sophomore, out of Albuquerque. Now, look, they are spreading out. They can still run it. They've got a really good center in Keith Ismail.
Playing keep away tonight is the strategy for San Diego State offensively. So that offensive line led by Keith Ismail has to step up. Been a little struggle to run the football. There's been some injuries, a lot of new faces up there, but that unit has to lead the charge. Most notably, yeah, they've got to score points, but they're also trying to keep Utah State's offense off the field.
Well, you can see Jordan Byrd being led to the bench, and that's not a good sign. Jawan Washington still chipped up with the ankle injury. Good throw there, and a catch in traffic. That's Bellinger, the sophomore out of Las Vegas. And that's not a great sign. Into the tent goes Jordan Byrd. He ran for 118 yards against New Mexico State.
He's a former Wildcat quarterback in high school. He's slightly built, but what I love about him is he runs physically, maybe a little too physically there. He's looked good so far in limited action through these first 3 games, but that's a running back room that's been hampered by injuries early in the season.
Chance Bell is in there. He ran for 116 yards against New Mexico State. And Bell picking his way through to the 47-yard line. Defensively, Utah State has a great legacy at linebacker, and the next really good one is David Woodward.
Woodward's an NFL prospect. He's a productive, athletic, instinctive type of playmaker. He's got a nose for the football. He reads his keys and he hits it. Over 130 tackles last year, an all-conference member. With the way that San Diego State has clearly come out running the football, Woodward and that front 7 have to buckle down because they're going to get tested tonight.
Aztecs with more of a spread look and a shotgun, or call it pistol, for Agnew, who flares it out, and it's in and out of the hands of Chance Bell. It'll be 3rd down and about 8.
Chance Bell's one of their preferred wide receivers out of the backfield. That's one of the things he does well. Creating some matchups out in space with the screen game is something that Jeff Horton likes to do around here midfield. 3rd down conversions tonight for the Aztecs are crucial. They struggled early on in the season. They've gotten better as it's gone on, but they want to try to stay out of these 3rd and 9s because Utah State likes to blitz.
We saw Gary Anderson back home in Utah. Is Anderson. Agnew with time and has a man. Nice catch there. Ethan Dado with the catch, and the sophomore has a 1st down. It's inside the 40, and a flag is down.
You're going to see Dado come from the left-hand side of the screen on the shallow crossing route. Nobody goes with him. He's wide open. A simple pitch and catch. Possibly some additional yardage due to a face mask, but San Diego State's looked good here early.
After the play, personal foul, face mask, defense number 3, 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run, automatic 1st down.
Troy Leffridge Jr.
You see right there, Leffridge has his head around him, but that left hand has his face mask, and he's right in front of the heads lineman right there to the right of the screen. Simple call, a costly penalty. San Diego State now knocking on the red zone. Yeah, half the B&B brothers heading to the locker room. Everybody else is going to have to step up here.
This is the other B&B brother. This is Chance Bell, and Bell still on his feet. And he wriggles down to the 4. Cash Gilliam made the stop. It'll be second down and goal.
That's what I love about Bell. He's only 185 pounds, but he runs like he's 215. Great leg drive, runs behind his pads. He's slightly built, but man, is he physical.
Well, Utah State's legacy on defense is linebackers. They've got 3 of them in the NFL. The legacy here on offense for San Diego State, running back, Donnell Pumphrey, Rashad Penny, and even Washington, who is this year expected to carry a lot of the load.
This is the formation that we're used to seeing out of the Aztecs.
Second down and goal. Good penetration. Shaq Bond, the junior.
See, right here off the backside edge, the unblocked defender. Just too many guys. Great edge pressure that time by the Aggies, causing the negative play.
Third down and goal.
You're San Diego State. You give Ryan Agnew a two-way go here. Use some play action. You've got some tight ends. We've seen his legs make plays. He's relatively accurate on the move. Don't keep him there in the pocket. Get him outside of it.
Got 4 receivers and time and a man, and he overshoots Elijah Cody. And this, we'll see if the Aztecs are going to settle for 3 here, maybe take another shot at the end zone. Here comes the field goal unit, John Ariza.
I was interested to see what that call was going to be. They decided to drop back and throw the football, but just outside the outstretched hands of Elijah Cody. And now we get a chance to see Matt Ariza, their place kicker, been pretty good so far this year. But credit Utah State for finding a way to bow their neck when it mattered most in the red zone.
Ariza's had a good year so far, and he chips that one through. Impressive drive to open for San Diego State. For those of you watching on CBSSports.com, our streaming coverage will conclude after the commercial break. But we'll continue on CBS Sports Network. You can find us by going to CBSSportsNetwork.com/channel finder. College football on CBS Sports Network is presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. Utah State, San Diego State, their Mountain West opener, a 3-0 start for the Aztecs. Rich Waltz along with Aaron Taylor. Jenny Dell will join us as well. I know that San Diego State has tweaked the offense. They've spread it out, more shotgun. But that opening drive looked like good old San Diego State run it between the tackles.
I don't care what style of offense you run or what era it is. Coaches always want to control the line of scrimmage. Give your hats off to San Diego State. They did a masterful job of staying balanced, but they ran the football.
All right, your keys to the game is brought to you by Greenies.
Well, for Utah State offensively, they've got to protect the football. San Diego State has a knack for turning it over defensively. They've got to win third down. San Diego State was masterful on that first drive. 4 for 5, controlled the clock for over 7 minutes.
Return out to the 21-yard line, Gerald Bright. And we return to our Greenies keys of the game.
Well, for the Aztecs offensively, so far so good. Control the line of scrimmage. That's about time of possession. That's about playing keep away, keeping this offense we're about to see of Utah State on the field. And defensively, creating negative plays, Rich. That means winning on first down, creating some 2nd and 12, some 3rd and 9s, so that they can use the strength of their defense, which is causing confusion and getting after the quarterback.
Well, and that quarterback is a really good one, and it's an offense that has put up points. The 38-35 loss at Wake Forest, and then the Aggies waxed Stony Brook 62-7. So there's still some mystery about this Utah State Aggie team. Shotgun, Love to the air, under some pressure, and just out of the hands of Savon Scarborough. We need an up-tempo cow for our Chick-fil-A starting lineups with Jordan Love.
Man, there's a lot to love about Jordan Love. The NFL scouts are drooling over this guy. Prototypical pocket passer with a smooth delivery.
Look how quickly they snap the ball. Little dump over the middle. Carson Terrell with the catch. And that's a gain of about 5. It'll bring up 3rd down and 5.
No question the story of tonight's game is going to be this situation right here on 3rd down. The Aztecs like to blitz. They've got a 3-3-5 defense. They cause confusion. How is Utah State going to keep themselves upright and take advantage of an aggressive Aztec front 7?
4-receiver look. Aztecs show blitz. Here they come. Love's in trouble. Fires it to the sideline. And a back shoulder. Not really a fade. He tried to get it up and in there for COC Mariner. Has been his favorite target so far this year. And that's 3 and out. It almost felt like Utah State went too fast there.
Throwing the football, getting behind the sticks, and having a couple incompletions is not the way that you want to start on the road. Love uncharacteristically off target a little bit, but credit San Diego State for winning one-on-one matchups, particularly on that down. The Aztecs blitzed. They weren't successful, but they forced the punt nonetheless.
Jesse Matthews is deep. Fair catch called for and made at the 37-yard line. All right, deep breath, everybody. We're underway in the Mountain West, and San Diego State is up 3-0. Midway through the first, San Diego State has scored first, and we head down to the sidelines and say hello to Jenny Dell. Hi, Jenny.
Hey there. We have a little bit of a running back situation with San Diego State. So Juwan Washington has been dealing with a lingering ankle injury that he suffered in the season opener against Weber State. I spoke with offensive coordinator Jeff Horton before the game. He said he's officially out tonight. So who was supposed to step up? Well, guys, it was supposed to be the B&B boys, Jordan Bird and Chance Bell. But we just saw at the start of this game, Bird went down. He went into the injury tent, then got carted off the field. What appears to be a left leg or ankle injury. I'm waiting on more information there, so we'll see who steps up in the running game tonight, guys.
All right, thank you, Jenny. Well, Rocky Long has got a deep stable of them, but you lose the talent of Bird and maybe Washington. We may see Kagan Williams. We could see Chase Jasmine. We've seen Chance Bell so far. And you see last week, a couple of those guys, the B&B boys, both were over 100. Agnew's in trouble. Off his back foot, he heaves it out of bounds. Ethan Dato was standing on the sideline. 2nd down and 10.
That time, San Diego State went with a jumbo look with some play action on 1st down. Good change up on the play call. The Aggies were ready that time. Agnew smartly threw the football away. Decision making like that's going to be key. San Diego State has to play keep away and cannot give Utah State any extra possessions.
Chance Bell in the backfield. Parker Houston, the H-back, in front of him. And it is Bell, and he's tripped up. That's Kevin Metzenheimer, who got a hand on him. And he'll bring up a 3rd down and about 7.
Metzenheimer's one of the vocal leaders of that defense. San Diego State, after having an incompletion, is running the football about as well as we've seen them run so far this season. We expected to see a lot of 3 and 4 wide receiver sets, kind of that spread look that they've been giving. But take a look at this. That first drive, 4 for 5 on 3rd down. If they can keep that up, it's going to be a good night for the Aztecs.
Agnew by himself. Blitz is coming. Dumps it over the middle. Deflected and picked. It's intercepted. Shaq Bond with the ball. And Bond is to the 20. And Bond is to the 10. Touchdown, Utah State. Wow.
It's the one thing that we said, keep your eye right here. He's locked up over that tight end. Agnew should not throw this ball in harm's way. Not a good decision there. Just a simple pitch and catch. The Aggies defense getting in front as blockers, and the rest is history. A pick 6 is the exact opposite of the Aztecs' first drive. And the Aggies defense stepping up, making their presence felt here early. Great response after their offense sputtered, going 3 and out.
48 yards on the interception return for the score. Everly nails the extra point.
Well, Rich, we knew coming into this game that it was going to be the defense of the Aggies and the offense of San Diego State that was likely going to determine it. Shaq Bond making his presence felt here early.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. What's your beef? By Verizon, the network more people rely on. And by Chick-fil-A's new mac and cheese. It's both cheesy and crispy on top. Need we say more?
What a great run here in San Diego for Rocky Long in his 9th year. All those Mountain West titles. And right now, a 3-0 lead just disappeared on him. And on the other side, a great story in Gary Anderson. 4 years at Utah State, then went on to Wisconsin, on to Oregon State, and he's back home in Utah. And his defense just provided him with a pick 6. Kagan Williams out to the 26. Brent Stover in New York. What's up with Notre Dame and Georgia?
Well, guys, yeah, over on CBS, Georgia already have 3 15-yard touchdown. Beautiful throw, Jake Fromm to Lawrence Cager. 20-10 Georgia, early 4th.
Well, Brad, there is an interested recipient of that news sitting next to me, former Notre Damer, Aaron Taylor.
Notre Dame was largely in control of that game early. Georgia settled down and started the second half out with some vengeance.
Chance Bell, Metzenheimer meets him again. That's after a gain of 2, a 2nd down and 8.
Notice that the first play call after the pick 6 is getting back to the run and establishing the line of scrimmage. That's the bread and butter for this Aztec team. It's been a little bit of a different look this year. What I'm noticing here early in the game is that the Aztecs are relying upon their offensive line and tight ends to move the football on the ground.
Agnew to the air. Little shot, great catch. Elijah Cody had to reach back and then paid the price. And you can see he's holding that left wrist.
An incredible catch by Cody. Look at the body control and the focus and the hand strength. Turns from the defender, knows he's going to get chopped in half. Somehow manages to hold on to the football, but he felt it.
Cody, a junior out of Las Vegas. And another Aztec heads to the bench. Bell. And Bell with a nice gain. Inside Utah State territory. Has the first down. It's a gain of 11. Pushing and shoving.
This is just a counter gain. They're using Parker Houston as the backside tight end. More of an F or an H back. But these guys are getting after it a little bit. Chance Bell running with some attitude, but not appreciating a little bit of the shenanigans after the whistle.
That was DJ Williams, the senior corner. Not your buddy from De La Salle, who went on to star in Miami as a linebacker.
He started out as a running back. He was a pretty talented, athletic dude.
44-yard line of Utah State, 1st and 10. San Diego State on a pitch. And again, Chance Bell. Now, look, we expect the San Diego State to play 4, maybe 5 running backs. Washington dinged up, Bird hurt, and so it's been Bell who's had most of the carries.
Bellinger that time with the crack block back inside. You're seeing multiple tight ends, but look at that. Bell's letting them know he ain't gonna take no more junk. If you want to try to tackle me, you better buckle your junk because I'm coming.
5. I think that could be a very popular bumper sticker if you wanted. 5'10", 185 out of Burbank is Bell. Agnew rolling, getting to the edge, and a little pump fake. We've always known that he has good feet, but in this somewhat new offense, this gives him a little more opportunity to show that off.
Yeah, he's not a running quarterback, but he has mobility and he can extend plays. Where he's gotten better is once he gets outside the pocket, finding receivers. We saw some off-target passes here early. One led to a 48-yard touchdown as a pick 6. One relied on Elijah Cody making a tremendous catch. Agnew's got to settle down, take what the defense gives him, and put the ball on the spot accurately.
Remember, they're 4 of 6 on 3rd down already tonight. Agnew on play action. Tons of time. Little flip, that's not going to get it done. Good play coming up. Shaq Bond again. He came up to knock Bell off his feet. It's well short of the 1st down.
Defensive coordinator Justin Ina has to feel good about his unit. They're giving up some yards, but they're holding when it matters. That was a huge 3rd down stop for them. after the pick six, this is going to be the second time that their offense comes on the field tonight. They're already up 7-0. But credit Enid's unit for finding a way to hold the Aztecs to a field goal and get themselves off the field here.
Brandon Heiklin will try to land this one inside the 20. End over end kick. And boy, that's nice. Hit at the 10, checks up to the 11. Utah State gets the football. 7-3. Utah State on a pick six is up early. 7-3 Utah State on top in the Mountain West. Start your football Sunday with the CBS Sports Network Tops crew. Get you ready for a busy Sunday in the NFL. That other pregame show tomorrow morning, 8 Eastern, on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. We continue our Chick-fil-A view of the Utah State offense. Tell me about Cioce Mariner.
Well, he's a transfer from Utah, and he is having a ball. This offense is so much more wide open than what he saw there in Salt Lake City when he was with the Utes. He's having fun. He's receiving passes from one of the better quarterbacks on the West Coast, probably a top 3 quarterback in next year's draft. He's the guy that brings some leadership and some veteran presence to an offense that lost his top 3 guys a season ago.
And remember, this offense was 3 and out their first possession. The touchdown for Utah State was a pick six by Shaq Bond. And so second touch for Jordan Love and the Aggies. And Jalen Warren gets the handoff, and Warren is a dangerous running back. San Diego State's defense always good in the middle. Kiava Tizino.
Man, he had over 120 tackles a year ago. He's their best run stopper. He's their best pass rusher, and he'll need to lead the charge versus one of the nation's most productive offenses as we see some laundry there on the field.
Flag is down. Devin Tompkins with the carry.
This offense runs at such a breakneck pace. Really going to challenge the Aztecs to get lined up and get their assignments early.
Holding offense number 16. Half the distance to the goal from the previous spot. Second down.
That's Jordan Nathan, one of the wide receivers.
He's one of the leaders of this offense. He's out there trying to help his buddy out, but he's got that left arm grabbing through the jersey. The official's going to call that every single time.
Especially out in the open.
Yep. It's too bad it negates what was a really nice first down run.
Well, go back to second down out of the backfield. That's one, and he's hammered. Darren Hall, the sophomore out of Pasadena.
Hall's been battling some injuries early on these last couple weeks, but he's one of the better cornerbacks that they've got on the team. You can see his tackling ability there.
Love on third down. Far sideline and a diving catch. That's Mariner. Luke Barku, the best cover corner on duty for San Diego State, and that's a first down.
That ball was thrown to Mariner before he was even out of his break. Great anticipation by Love there.
Love over the middle. Caleb Rep, a graduate transfer from Utah. You've got not only Mariner, who came over from Utah, but the tight end, Caleb Rep. Jalen Warren. And on second down and 4, I don't know that he has any yardage. He's going to bring up a third down. But look how quickly that offensive line is up, get their splits, get ready to snap the football.
I was at practice earlier this week. San Diego State had 2 offenses running at breakneck speeds just for situations like this. Utah State's going to talk about it. You hear the crowd noise coming. Rocky Long has proven an ability to get after the quarterback. Love not nearly as accurate when he's under pressure.
A junior out of Bakersfield is Jordan Love.
Soft coverage down here at the bottom.
Love instead finds a quick seam. Rep is there. And at 6'5", 225. These aren't big, giant tight ends. These are athletic 6'5", 225 tight ends.
They want guys who can get down the seam and create some mismatches, just as we saw there. San Diego State being conservative, they took what was underneath and moved the sticks.
Love rolling. Now throwing over the middle, and it's broken up. There was contact. Darren Hall kind of went over the shoulder of Savon Scarver to knock it down.
That ball was late and behind, and Hall was in good coverage there, but Savon Scarver is somebody that can take the top off the defense. That's going to be a big matchup that they come back to.
They get back to the ball and ready to go so quickly that sometimes you think it's actually a replay from the previous play.
It's incredible. Every 10 seconds they're snapping the football.
Whoa, almost a bad handoff. But Warren squirts out to the 45. He's going to gain 5 to bring a 3rd down and 5. Jalen Warren, 123 yards a game. He's well over 200 yards on just 28 carries coming in. He's a transfer out of Snow Junior College. 3rd down, rolling, Love throws, nice throw, and catch. It's Warren in the open field to the 30, and Warren is down to the 25-yard line. It's a nice touch.
Really nice job that time of Utah State creating a one-on-one matchup with Andrew Alecki, number 38. That's a huge mismatch. Too much speed off of an inside linebacker, and the Aggies got what they wanted.
Aggies on the move and on top after one. 7-3 college football on CBS Sports Network is presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. On to the second quarter, 7-3 Utah State. Step up with Werner Ladder and help football coaches find a cure for Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Visit coachtocure.org. Aaron Taylor, first quarter summary. What did you see?
Well, it was a slow start for Utah State offensively, but they found their rhythm. The pick-6 turnover was the key changing point in this game early on in the first quarter. But that's the way the Aztecs want to tackle there, as we see Miles Cheatham, that senior, one of the only returning starters and almost more experienced than anybody else in that front 7, making a play.
Jalen Warren has been the feature back for Utah State. Love hit as he throws into the end zone, and it's incomplete. Mariner and Luke Barku was his shadow, the senior, a good cover corner.
Barku's got to make that catch. See, San Diego State brings 5 that time. Pressure right in Love's face. We saw him throw an interception in the end zone against Wake Forest and looked very similar to that.
3rd down, 11. Again, same shot, and it's incomplete. A ton of contact, and flags hit the turf.
This is incomplete. Penalty flag.
Mariner again, Barku again.
They're really trying to isolate Barku. The Aztecs showing some man looks down here when the field gets smaller. Barku a little too physical on that. The officials called it.
Pass interference, defense, number 16, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Just see Barku with that right hand pulling on the back of his jersey. You cannot impede the receiver's opportunity to make the catch. Mariner knew it right away, pled to the officials, who were more than happy to oblige because of Barku's aggressiveness.
Ball on the 11, so 1st and 10. Remember, this is just the 2nd possession all night for Utah State. They scored their touchdown on an interception return for a score by Shaq Bond. Jordan Love has looked really good on this drive. Swing pass, Jared Bright. Got a little in front of himself and couldn't hold it. Utah State in the red zone, brought to you by Verizon. 10 trips, 5 touchdowns. That's under the national average of 63%.
Not very good. The Aztecs would love to hold them to a field goal here.
Had they been a little better, they would have come out with a win in that road game against Wake Forest.
No question. Interception in the end zone. Love threw another pick inside his own 15-yard line. They were careless on this end of the field.
2nd and 10. Love, quick hitter to Nathan, and he's wrapped up. Tariq Thompson.
One of the best overall safeties on this team. This is just an unbelievable tackle. This has to happen. It's one-on-one. The Aztecs tackling extremely well, bringing up a 3rd and long situation. 3rd downs before, the Aztecs have only been rushing 4. A very safe kind of fire zone blitz look. Let's see what they dial up here in this critical down in this area of the field.
3rd and 13. A first down awaits if they can get to the 1, and the ball's on the turf, and Love picks it up, and he has to eat it. And this will be a field goal situation now for Utah State.
Great way for the Aztecs to get over the pass interference call in the end zone, but it was the mis-execution by the Aggies, the drop pass and then the fumbled exchange right there that's led to this field goal. The Aggies' red zone woes continue.
Dominic Eberle is one of the best kickers in the West, not just in the Mountain West. The senior out of Nuremberg, Germany. And Eberle knocks that home. He's a 77% career field goal kicker. Stretches the lead for Utah State. It's 10-3. National champions. 10-3 Utah State over San Diego State. This facility, a giant facility, multi-purpose, SDCCU Stadium it's called now. It's hosted a lot of bowl games, and of course San Diego State is on the precipice of building their own facility, a 40,000 seat stadium, which would certainly host Holiday Bowls and other bowls down the road.
Measure G for good, it passed.
Jordan Bird for the Aztecs, and Bird with a nice move, across the 30, up the sideline, and just tripped up. Good to see him back. Let's check in with Jenny Dell. Jenny?
Yeah, some great news for San Diego State's offense. You just saw Jordan Bird out there. As you remember, at the start of the game, he was carted off the field with what appeared to be a left leg or ankle injury. He just came out to start the second quarter, did some running drills on the sideline. As you saw, he's good to go back in the game. And also some good news for wide receiver Elijah Cody, who's also on the field now. It was a left wrist injury. He took off his glove. The trainers wrapped up his left wrist. He caught a few balls on the sideline, and he's set to play, guys.
All right, I like that, Jenny. I like good news coming from the sideline. And certainly Aztec fans are happy to have both of those weapons back. A flag down on the return, which was a nice one. The return, the flag not so nice because it backs the Aztecs up close to their 5-yard line.
An illegal block in the back puts them precariously close to the end zone. Ball security extremely critical here.
Chase Jasmine in the backfield. This is the third running back we've seen, and Jasmine cuts back towards the sideline, spins out to the 12, where Cameron Haney brings him down. It's a gain of 5, maybe 6.
Jeff Horton, the offensive coordinator for San Diego State, does a masterful job of recruiting running backs. The track record that they have here, the fact that you can lose a Jawan Washington, who was a yard short of rushing for 1,000 yards a season ago, and still missed 4.5 games in rush for that much, is impressive. These young backs as a group, extremely impressive, and a big reason why the Aztecs are 3-0 this season.
Jeff Horton knows what he's doing. In his 5th year, he's been a head coach, has been in the NFL as an assistant as well. Jasmine right side, and he's got the first down.
Turnovers is part of their recipe. They've got to be on the plus side, though. When San Diego State forces turnovers and they can run the football, which is what they're trying to do here tonight, they're a very hard team to beat, but they're being sloppy here with a team that can make you pay for mistakes.
A long 3rd down. It's a draw play, and it's going nowhere. Tipa Naleai made the stop for Utah State.
He's a transfer from TCU, had 10 sacks. He's a very athletic defensive end. Watched him last year for the first time against Michigan State, and man, was he hard to block. He's a savvy pass rusher, but can also set the edge in the run. And he just made a big 3rd down stop to get his unit off the field.
This should be good field position for Utah State. A high punt from Brandon Heiklin. Jordan Nathan lets it bounce, and it rolls all the way inside the 30. So a great punt there. And Utah State got to get the football back with the lead in San Diego. 9.5 left in this first half.
Welcome back. Warner Ladder gives us a look at who's been stepping up their game lately, and that's Utah State quarterback Jordan Love. Now, Heisman campaigns are always a good time, and the Aggies, they get an A+ for their effort. So they sent out this Love-centric package over here, including a no-pack, but more importantly, these white candies chiseled with the number 10 and then vote Love. Of course, you know, media members love their candy, so that went over very well. Last season, Love threw for 3,567 yards and 32 touchdowns, breaking 5 school records in the process. He was a semifinalist for the Davey O'Brien Award, which is awarded to the nation's top quarterback. So, guys, I know I'll always take a good candy bribe.
Yeah, you know what? I will vote Love. When in doubt, vote Love.
Man, I'm glad I got free candy. I remember these from Valentine's Day. You remember that back in the day when you have to make everybody in your class a Valentine's Day card and somebody bring these chalky candies?
There were confusing messages on there for me. I was never clear what that was all about. Gerald Bright with a carry, and Bright hauled down.
This Aztec defense is defending the run unbelievably. Came into tonight's game allowing less than 2 yards per carry and right on schedule here this evening.
Up tempo, Carson Terrell. It's going to be 3rd down.
This is a critical series for the Aztecs defensively. There's some pressure on them here. I think San Diego State has to keep this within 7 to 10 points or they're not going to be able to make up any sort of scoring deficiency.
Love, a nice strike there as Mariner hauls it in. COC Mariner, kind of underutilized at Utah, but man, in this offense, he's getting the ball a lot. He's been the favorite target for Love so far this year. Underneath the blitz, and it's incomplete.
Good first down pressure that time by the Aztecs. Going back to COC Mariner, it is interesting how quickly they've developed some chemistry. That's why we featured him in the open. He's their go-to guy, and he's shown up here already.
2nd and 10. And some chemistry that went awry there with Mariner shortening the pattern and Love throwing deep to the sideline. They're down at 10.
This is a critical stop. They've been relatively conservative on 3rd mediums. Let's see if they dial some pressure up on 3rd and 10. Disrupting the timing of this offense is critical.
Utah State has a really bright offensive coordinator who's had success in a lot of places. Mike Sanford. If you follow the Mountain West, you know his father was a head coach in a lot of places, and UNLV. 3rd down and 10. Play action, Love, center screen. This is Bright, and man, is he blasted twice. Cameron Thomas finished him off. Tazino and Cassidy there initially.
Tazino's ball instincts are incredible. He reads his keys, he sees it right away. There he is, right there. He's got his eyes on the quarterback. He checks his drop, then he sees it's a blitz. It triggers him right away, and he gets in between the offensive linemen, making the first stop. But look at the way the Aztecs are flowing to the football. Great 3rd down defensive play to get the ball back to the offense.
Aaron Dalton, the Utah State punter, and that's a great punt. Matthews down to the 8, gets a seam, has speed, flags come down.
Penalties on special teams. Maybe a problem here early for the Aztecs.
Coaches hope to wipe that out after games 1 and 2.
You see a lot of that early on. You're spot on. But this, when you're losing the field position battle, assuming this is against the Aztecs, it's a killer.
Steve Barron, our referee tonight here in the Mountain West. This is the Mountain West opener for these two schools. Of course, conference play opened last night with Boise State beating Air Force. A fun game.
During the return, holding number 10 of the return team. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. 1st down. Timeout.
Rocky Law's not happy right now. 10-3 Utah State. NFL on CBS doubleheader first. You want dynamic quarterbacks? How about Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, followed by an NFC showdown between the Saints and the Seahawks, and it all starts with the NFL today, noon Eastern on CBS. You want a little San Diego State NFL taste? How about in that Saints-Seahawks game? Sean Payton, a former assistant, twice over here at San Diego State, and Rashad Penny is starting to find his way with the Seahawks. Fine running back.
Sean Payton certainly would hope that his quarterback, who's a local San Diegan at the moment, gets himself healthy. back out there on the field. Drew Brees, the familiar faces here in Southern California.
San Diego State on the ground. Chance Bell up and over the pile. Richisoni Fata made the stop, the junior out of the Redlands.
It's interesting, Rich. We came into this game expecting San Diego State to spread it out, but they have made a concerted effort to run the football, and they're running it as well as we've seen them. In the second half of that New Mexico State game a week ago, it was the best they had run, but to me, they're picking up right where they left off, and their strategy to play keep away working beautifully. Over 15 minutes of clock time already, keeping their defense fresh and the Aggies off the field.
This is Bell. Well, they certainly ran it well against New Mexico State, but if you go back 2 games at UCLA, they threw it well, and Agnew was terrific. 25 of 31, 293 yards and a score.
And if you go back to the game before that against Weber State, they didn't do anything well. Won that game 6-0. I thought they were going to get boat raced that next week up in the Rose Bowl. But credit this Rocky Long team for finding their moxie, man, and just making the decision to continue to improve, and they've steadily gotten better each week.
They're down in 2 now.
This is a gotta-have-it situation.
This is a not-gonna-get-it situation. Justin Tehi, the junior, who is back home. He's from Oceanside, just up the road, and he makes a big play with Shaq Bond.
I almost wonder if you got to hit this up inside instead of bouncing it. Great job that time by Justice Tehi, keeping his outside arm and leg free, having contain, and getting a nice tackle for loss.
And it almost feels like if San Diego State is going to have any success, they're going to have to spread it out and start getting creative.
They've got to watch the ball security. They're doing all they can to try and give Utah State some extra opportunities.
Nathan with the fair catch. Flag down late. You could just see it come into the shot there. And it's at the 46-yard line. Most of the flags have come on special teams tonight.
Third phase is only about 18% of the total plays, but they often prove the difference makers in outcomes.
After the play, dead ball, personal foul, number 32 of the kicking team. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced from the end of the kick. First down.
Yeah, you see it right there at the top of your screen. You love the aggression, but you can't put your team in harm's way. Taylor Hawkins, the free safety's got to do a better job of making decisions. Utah State's offense doesn't need any help.
First and 10. Little inside screen there. Scarver pops it outside and still on his feet. Savon Scarver was known as just a returner when he started. Now as a junior, he's becoming an outstanding receiver.
He's a legit wide receiver and a burner. Elite speed. 11 can take a play just like that to the house.
Now Warren, and we'll see if this up-tempo offense can start to click. Remember, the only touchdown in this game was scored by the Utah State defense. Shaq Bond with a 48-yard interception return. Plenty of time for Love, and he's on the money, and that's Scarver again. And that's a first down.
Just simple pitch and catch. The Aztecs playing a little bit of off coverage. Love will take advantage of that every single time, but what you'll start to see is that the Aztecs will start to play tighter coverage the closer and closer they get to the goal line.
And in this part of the field, they've gone to Cioce Mariner twice on an end zone shot on the right side. That's Warren again. My goodness.
Unbelievable.
That's 12 yards. That's tough running.
Tell you what, he's running like the Aztecs running backs. We talked to the coaches. They said this dude is the real deal. He's physical. He runs behind his pads. He's made a heck of a difference for our offense.
Tompkins trying to get outside. He'll get a couple of yards. And Gary Anderson was talking about Warren and the infusion of guys that have come in. Warren's a junior college transfer. Mariner and Rep also coming from Utah. This is Warren. Already has 2 100-yard games. And if he keeps this up, he'll have his 3rd. And this is game number 3 for Utah State this year. The hurry-up offense faced with 3rd down and 6. Just outside the 10. Love with time. Flips it. Corner. Caught.
Out of bounds.
Yeah, and then not hit. Is he in? No. It's a little confusing there. You can see there's 2 lines. Let's see if he was close.
It's quite a bit of contact there that time by Taylor Hawkins, who had a penalty.
Oh, that's a great catch.
On the punt. It was a great catch, great concentration. Hawkins got away with a little bit of contact there. Utah State can't make a great catch. You got to get those footsies on the ground. And credit San Diego State coming into this game only allowing an average of 8 points per game, 24 total points allowed by the defense. And once again, they hold down here when it matters.
Eberle again, and he drills that one through. He's one of the best field goal kickers in Utah State history.
In the second half, this is a critical down here.
Minute and a half left in this first half. Agnew has plenty of time and throws, it looked like behind his receiver. Kobe Smith cutting there. Shaq Bond on the coverage. And so it's going to be 4th down and 8 right at midfield.
Great job again by Utah State of finding a way to get themselves off the field, but it really was the inaccuracy of Ryan Agnew. The ball location just hasn't been there. And I'll be honest with you, Rich, early on in training camp when I came to watch a couple practices, and they were on 7-on-7, which is wide receivers and DBs, there were a ton of footballs on the ground. The forward pass proved to be a struggle for them early on, and it's proven to be a struggle here at times tonight.
Mountain West news and notes. You know all the great wins the Mountain West has had? Guess what? They got another one today. Look at this. San Jose State beat Arkansas at Arkansas 31-24. 2 unbeatens remain, San Diego State and Boise State. A shot at a New Year's 6. Well, UCF went down to Pitt. Boise State opened their conference season by beating Air Force by 11. Love over the middle, and it's incomplete. 2nd down and 10. All 3 timeouts for Utah State. All 3 timeouts for San Diego State with 1:11 left in the first half.
Utah State led the nation last year with 29 touchdowns under 1 minute. They've got 1:11 here with 3 touchdowns. That's plenty of time for an offense this explosive. The Aztecs are going to try to bow their neck, disrupt some timing, and make sure they don't give up any more points here going into half.
You said 29. That's amazing. Catch there. Nathan up the sideline, escapes out of bounds, stops the clock, moves the chains.
This offense is predicated on getting first down. As soon as they get that first down due to the missed tackle there, they like to hit the gas pedal. The official's going to stop here and talk about something.
Well, the pressure is not only on the defense, but it's on the chain crew to move the sticks. And they were tangled up on the far side, although I don't think that's what this whistle is about. There's a lot of pressure on those folks.
It's a lot of running.
Timer,
man.
Please reset the game clock to 1:11. 1:11.
Good catch by the officials. Rocky Long's Aztecs right now on their heels and down 13-3. Utah State from their own 32. Blitz comes. Love runs out of time, and a great close there by Darren Hall, the sophomore.
Darren Hall is really aggressive, almost so aggressive you wonder at some point Utah State would run a double move. But these defensive backs for the Aztecs getting to the ball and doing an excellent job of disrupting this pass game. 2nd
down 10.
This is an offense that came into tonight averaging over 600 yards per game, only 135 here so far in the first half, most notably because they haven't held the ball for over 10 minutes.
Love is flushed. Sideline catch there by Nathan. Gain of maybe 3. It's going to bring up third down.
That's Giavatazzino that forced that pressure there. Great job going up to high point that football. Unfortunately, Nathan too close to the sidelines when he went up and came down out of bounds.
Gerald Bright in the backfield. Love on third down and 10. Gonna put it up. Got a man there. Flag is down. Caught by Scarver inside the 20. Flag sits back at the line of scrimmage. Everybody racing to the line of scrimmage. And Steve Barron, the referee, says, hold on.
We told you that Scarver could take the top off the defense, and he just did there. See if it stands.
Offside. Defense number 57 in the neutral zone at the snap. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down.
Keyshawn Banks. And so Love hits. That's a really nice touch. Timeout. Utah State stops the clock on the move. Final seconds, first half. Rocky Long sending his defense back out. Big game for Utah State.
Got to hold your water right there at the right side of your screen. Banks jumped off sides. And we talked about how aggressive Darren Hall had been. Scarver in one-on-one coverage just simply ran past him. This has been an area that the Aztecs have held, though. Utah State may want to think about taking some shots from here instead of nickel and diamond, because that's where the Aztecs have had success.
They seem to have liked the COC Mariner matchup. They've gone to him inside the red zone. And that is Mariner who makes the catch at the 15, and he falls forward short of the first down. Clock won't stop. It's at the 11. Utah State has 2 timeouts, but they are a hurry-up machine, and they're ready to go. San Diego State may burn the timeout. And the clock, I think there were 52 seconds when they snapped it.
Timer, please reset the game clock to 45 seconds. 45. Thank you.
And they should start the clock here, right? Ready for play?
On the ready for play, the clock should start. And credit the officials. They're all over the clock. Every second matters down here.
Now Love on second down and 1. Little draw there to Warren, and he's on his feet, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Aggies.
Just a strong, beautiful, physical run. Gary Anderson happy. The Utah State Aggies fans happy. They've been struggling to run the football tonight, but when they needed it, their bell cow running through tackles, getting himself into the end zone with a touchdown with 36 seconds left. That is a backbreaker for this Aztec offense that's really struggled to score points.
This is somewhat of a stunner here. Not that we didn't think Utah State was really good, but we felt that San Diego State defensively and offensively would be able to produce on both sides. And so far, it's been all Utah State.
Demetric Aliafua, the center. Watch here. There's going to be a stunt. This is what the Aztecs do, but because of that, it creates a natural seam there. If Aliafua doesn't get that block, there's no way that Warren can get himself in the end zone. This offensive line replaced 4 starters from a season ago, but they came up big when their team needed it.
They have a really good offensive line coach in TJ Woods. A lot of guys that Gary Anderson has brought with him, either from places like Utah or Wisconsin, Oregon State. Impressive drive. I guess they can add that to their list of touchdown drives under a minute.
So San Diego State's going to get this ball back with 30 or so seconds with 3 timeouts.
Jasmine did a nice job of capturing the kickoff as he was running forward, and he's going to return that all the way out across the 40. Great field position.
No question.
And lots of timeouts with 31 seconds left. Ball sits at the 42-yard line.
So you can work the entire field here, but if you're Ryan Agnew, you can't put the football in harm's way. Utah State gets this ball back to start the second half, but if you're the Aztecs, you want to push the ball downfield. You got some one-on-one opportunities here at the top of the screen. Let's see if they take a deep shot early.
Utah State brings 3. Agnew's got lots of time, picks his way through the rush, now scrambling to midfield. No slide, takes a hit and sort of helicopters out to the 45. Clock stops. They move the chains. David Woodward made the hit.
It'll start on the ready to play. They've got to get themselves up. If you're an offensive lineman, you cannot give up a sack here or jump off sides.
Jacob Capra, the right tackle.
False start. Offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty, second down. San Diego State has called their first time out of the half to avoid a 10-second runoff.
That's what I was wondering, if that was going to be the case. That's why having those 3 timeouts is critical. You see the communication there. Everybody's just excited. Jacob Capra, the Oregon transfer, he's got 2 years of eligibility left. Hurt his team there, burning one of their timeouts. It's really hard, though, Rich. When you're in a situation like that, we talk about holding your water. It's loud, you're excited, but you have to, especially as a new player, to get yourself calm and relaxed just so that you can execute and operate the offense.
Remember what Rocky Long told us about his young kicker, Matt Ariza. He has the most talented leg he's ever had here at San Diego State. Doesn't always know where it's going. His career long is 43, but the long is comfortable at 50 and beyond, especially in a late half, either end of game or late in the first half situation. So we'll keep an eye on that. Target line would be the 33-yard line for a 50-yarder. Shotgun here, but only 17 seconds left. Agnew's in trouble, flushed and running and firing, and incomplete. And that ate up a lot of time.
It certainly did, and the receivers for the Aztecs are struggling to get themselves open. Utah State running man coverage. Agnew not having anywhere to throw the football, forced to pull it down, break the pocket, spill to the flat, and try and heave one up for a lucky grab.
Jeff Horton, offensive coordinator here. It's a tricky down. With 9 seconds left, you can still hit a pass to get you in field goal range, but you got to be quick about it. Agnew is flushed. Clock might just run out here, and he dumps it out of bounds, and the clock is down to 2 seconds. Agnew paid the price. Nalei there on the pressure.
It's easy for you to say. Here's a situation, obviously, with 2 seconds left. It's a Hail Mary situation. I don't know if, honestly, and I'm not being funny here, I don't know if Ryan Agnew has the arm strength to get this ball into the middle of the end zone.
Utah State has called their second charge timeout of the half.
They're going to talk about it, but you'd love to throw one up and have one of your taller receivers, of which the Aztecs have, go up against some of those smaller cornerbacks for the Aggies and get a cheap one here to end the first half.
Well, the 2 things could happen on that. Well, 3 things, really. You could throw an interception, but if it's not completed and it draws a flag, you would get another snap. And that's oftentimes what teams hope for in a Hail Mary, is either obviously for the prayer to be answered or for a flag to be thrown.
Yeah, if you can't end a half, either the first or the second on a defensive penalty, to your point.
I'd like to be a fly on the wall in the San Diego State locker room at halftime.
Oh, he's not going to be happy. And honestly, with a lead of 17 points, the Aztec offense isn't built to come back from a lead of that size.
Agnew gets a running start, going to have to heave it, and he does. It's a wobbler, and it's short, and I think he trapped it. But the first half has evaporated, and Utah State on defense first. Shaq Bond a pick 6. Offense second with Jalen Warren. Utah State on top at the half. College football on CBS Sports Network. Presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky.